25th of April 2023. Hello everybody, Sergey Baklikov, Albina Baklikova, Baklikov live directly from the town of Vyborg, which is located in 100 kilometers northwest from St. Petersburg, here almost on the border with Finland. In fact, here is like only about 20-30 kilometers to the border with Finland. I'm beginning this live stream traditionally from the square and the parking next to the Vyborg railway station, and it's obvious now here was the suburban train from St. Petersburg, you know, high-speed suburban train Lastочка from St. Petersburg coming to Vyborg for only 1 hour 10 minutes, and this is actually the fastest way to come from St. Petersburg to Vyborg. Well, I came by car. You know, we now have our Moscow friends, Moskvich, Moscovites, and so we continue traveling all around Tikhvin, Peterhof, Sestroretsk swamp, and now Vyborg. Well, if you remember, this is already far not the first time I'm taking you to Vyborg. It's one of those great places. It's really nice and comfortable for us to return. Because it's not far from St. Petersburg, and it's a nice, decent town. You know, Swedish-Finnish-Russian town of Vyborg. Yeah, for this reason, every my live stream from Vyborg attract some butthurt from the Swedish and Finnish people. It's like, hey, it's like you stole it. You stolen it. But let me tell you that Vyborg became Russian by the results of World War II, and the results of World War II, they are undisputable, and that's admitted by the whole world. KFC. Here, right next to the railway station, goes the bus station. The gas station from the company called Neste. That's, as far as I know, a Finnish company. Plus 20 degrees Celsius. I'm just now taking a look at these girls just in t-shirts, and yes, I realized need to say about the weather. Now the weather here in St. Petersburg beats the records. If you remember, just in the beginning of the month, in the beginning of April, the weather was hitting the anti-records. You remember there was the snow, yet in the beginning of the month. But now it's already 17 days with no rain in St. Petersburg, which is absolutely unusual because St. Petersburg is the city of the rains, because, you know, it's located next to the Baltic Sea, the Gulf of Finland to be exact, which is a part of Baltic Sea. Well, technically plus 20 degrees Celsius, absolutely dry, and no wind. You see the sun is still up. It's yet more than an hour until the sun sets. Many pigeons here. That's the lake. It's called Salakalahti. The last time I was taking you here was, I guess, June, maybe December. I remember the last time when I was taking you here, it was a huge snowfall. Hello, Neil McDonald's, Silvana Hori, Goodfella, Mona Ali, Mary Kate Golden, everybody. Welcome back to Vyborg. There is the hotel called Druzhba, the friendship. Always I'm telling you that Vyborg is one of those places, one of those locations which is great for you to visit if you are coming to St. Petersburg and looking for something else to visit just for one day. It's absolutely comfortable location to come from St. Petersburg. As I told you, just a suburban train, 1 hour 10 minutes, and you are here. You may come in the morning and to leave in the evening, and even like almost at night. And also it's pretty comfortable to walk because right from the railway station you see you just immediately appear to be in the historic city center, in the location of the, at the area of the city where all the most significant places are located. A little square with a playground for kids. Genie Skinner, Lariante, Ashok Hammer, a chicken potu. Swelling 199, sausage, hello. Tane Ailoski. Hello, man. So, the town of Vyborg was founded in 1293. In 1293, Torgils Knudsen, the regent of Swedish king, by his order came here and founded the castle. The Vyborg Castle. By the way, that's the only medieval castle which is preserved on the territory of Russia. And that's where exactly we go now. Hello, good play, Группа Крови fella. Sakalahti Lake. So there is the hotel. It's supposed to look like a cruise ship. Parks to the embankment. Many seagulls, many pigeons. And the hotel is there. So Torgils Knutsson, the regent of Swedish king, came here back in 1293 and founded the castle. In 1703, just in 100 kilometers from Vyborg, Peter the Great, the Russian Emperor Peter the Great, founded St Petersburg. Back then, the Russian Empire already was in the condition of war with Sweden, so-called Northern War, which has lasted for like 20 years, since 1700 to 1721. And that was not okay for Peter the Great to know that just in 100 kilometers from St. Petersburg, here is such a, how to say, well, it's in fact an outpost of Sweden. And in 1710, Peter the Great captured Vyborg. And since 1710, Vyborg was a part of Russia. In the beginning of 20th century, Vyborg became a part of Grand Duchy of Finland, when Finland was a part of Russian Empire. And then when Finland turned to be independent, Vyborg also stayed as a territory of Finland. But then, after World War II, everything changed. And Vyborg again moved back to Russia. That has happened by the results of World War II. These are the results that are undisputable. However, all the time, the videos from Vyborg bringing a lot of people from Finland and from Finland and from Sweden with a butt hurt. They are writing me a lot of crap. All right. So there's the central market and Market Square with one of the oldest and most unique buildings here. There is a round tower. There is now the restaurant, but it used to be a round tower which was used for the defense. You see, with those little windows. from where the archers were able to keep the defense. Another hotel. Here is definitely many hotels in Vyborg. Not many tourists in the winter time, but in the summertime, a lot of tourists are coming here. We yet will come back to Market Square. For now, I hurry up to go to the most significant place of Vyborg. From Vyborg actually started the castle, of Vyborg Castle. Vyborg Castle and Olaf Tower. When I was taking you here a couple years ago, we were able to go right on the top of Olaf Tower, but now it's temporarily closed for the reconstruction. It's gonna be open soon again. Victoria Hotel. They have the beginning of the main street called Lenin Avenue, Prospect Lenina. Yeah, Lenin played a huge role in the life. I mean, Vyborg played a huge role in the life of Lenin. Because before the revolution, Lenin used to hide here in Vyborg, in the house of one of Finnish guys here. But then he returned to St. Petersburg and organized the revolution of 1917, the Central Market. Salakalahti Lake. There's the railways. Yet a year ago, the high-speed train St. Petersburg Helsinki was going through this railway, but now they are cancelled. They are cancelled, all the trains. It was called Allegro train. Allegro is a firm high-speed train from St. Petersburg to Helsinki. Like it used to allow for only 3 hours to come from St. Petersburg to Helsinki, from the center of St. Petersburg, from Finlandsky railway station to the capital of Finland. Okay. But now they are cancelled it, and I've heard even like dismantled those trains. Whoa. And now also the Finland started the construction of a first test fragments of like a physical real wall on the border with Russia, which is kind of ridiculous because, well, I mean, some people from Russia used to immigrate to Finland, but it was never like a lot of people wanted to immigrate to Finland. the central market. Since 1904 here, this is the style which is known as the Art Nouveau, Northern Art Nouveau, Northern Modern. Here in Russia we call it Northern Modern. Hello CD Ellie, Louise Rose. Hi Amix SPB. Silvana, you're absolutely right. The population of Vyborg is about 72,000 people. So it's not big at all, but not too small either. Hello Ellie Cash. Hello everybody. Welcome back to Vyborg. Not our first visit here. It's curious how they still don't have the pedestrian crosswalk here. Пошли. Сюда. Sultan 1907 400s. Why a wall between Finland and Russia border? Well, it seems like now Finland wants to show that they are hating Russia and Russians as much as even need to construct the whole wall on the border between Russia and Finland. Hello, Stacy. Стейси говорит «Хай» тебе.
Hello, Stacy. Hello, you.
Same to you. Например,
Same
вот так
to
вот.
you.
Или там and you too.
No, and you too.
Okay. Vyborg Castle and Olaf Tower, St. Olaf. Aaron Kopp, a wall is for security, it doesn't mean hate. That is intellectually dishonest. No man, for years, I mean for decades, it was never a problem to have a regular border, okay? And only now they are decided to make the wall. So it never was a problem. But in my opinion, this wall is actually will never be finished. That's why now they are constructing just a fragment. It's just some kind of you know, the political move. It's just some kind of show off. Hello, Carlos. So they used to have a regular tours right on the top 360 observation platform. I was taking you there and to inside of the tower, but now it's under the reconstruction, same as the whole fortress castle. There inside there's the Museum of Vyborg, the Central Museum of Vyborg. I also was taking you there back in the days. And I'm looking forward to come back here when they will finish the reconstruction. So Vyborg was started from here, from this castle. Ну, не знаю, просто там прикольно стоять. Где? Sujan Hundal, can you show us a typical restaurant in Leningrad? I have the whole playlist of the restaurants. I went to a lot of them. You just go and check it out. But I'm not sure what is typical, because most of them are kind of different. And this is the city hall, an old city hall. Here now also goes the renovation. They renovate the buildings everywhere in Vyborg. Especially for the last 5-7 years was made a lot of work. It's nice to see little by little. Here goes a whole renovation, and that is the statue to Torgils Knudsen, the founder of Vyborg, who in 1293 came here. I told you he came by the order of the Swedish king. He was a regent of Swedish king. And it's also interesting that here Torgils Knudsen staying with his face turned to another statue. We don't see it from here, but believe me, it's there on the other bank of this lake. And there is the monument to Peter the Great. And they are like looking to each other. It's two persons who played a significant role in the history of this city. And of course, in this city we will find the statue to Lenin, who also played a role for Vyborg. Actually, if I remember well, it was a Lenin's initiative to give away Vyborg to Finland. But I believe that then Stalin was pissed off. Pissed off with the behavior of Finnish governments in the years of World War II. Here is the cafe called Krendel, pretzel. Let me tell you that pretzel considered as the main, how to say this? Not the main, but the firm foods of Vyborg. Pretzels used to be known here yet since at least 15th century. The Russian Tsars were ordering the pretzels from Vyborg to their tables to St Petersburg from Vyborg. Torgils Knudsen. So Torgils Knudsen, a regent of Swedish king, next to the old city hall. I remember how a couple times when I was coming here, they were making the whole show for the tourists. So sometimes the guys are coming here and showing something like the recreation of the medieval battle. Oh, they tow the cars here. And look, this is, I told you that there I will show you the central streets of the historic city center, but this is actually the beginning of, it's like the oldest central streets, which is called Крепостная. Крепостная from the words крепость, fortress, the fortress street. The restaurant. Look, they already prepared the summer terraces. People love the summer terraces. Mono Ali, Russia stays strong together. Great job, Sergey. Thank you very much. Thank you for the super chat. It's much appreciated. Scaffoldings. The renovation of Vyborg keep going. We really can feel an old, like 17th, 18th century flavor here. Soon I will show you officially the oldest house in Russia. Yes, in Russia. Hello Breads, bakery and coffee shop. Yes, officially the oldest house in Russia is located in Vyborg. Ресторан Медведь, restaurants, yeah. Таверна, tavern. Old Town beer, the bar. souvenirs. It was closed just 8 minutes ago. And there's a clock tower. I was taking you there, I remember, 2 years ago. In the regular hours, they have a tours right there. You can raise up. You can see the mechanism of the clocks, and there's also the bell. You can even see how the bell ringing in a certain minutes. Hello, Paul Lester, Daniel Kapek, and everybody. Regular excursions right to the top, right there, is available in a regular time. Hi, Alexander. Vladimir Litus. Hi, dude. The grocery store. However, it's somehow called the Gifts of Armenia. The architecture of this building, that's definitely typical for St. Petersburg. Another grocery store. There's the Bank of the Gulf of Finland and Vyborg port. Let me take you there and let me show you something. Let me tell you something. Did you know that the famous Nord Stream pipe actually beginning from Vyborg and used to go all the way to Germany? It went to the Germany and was bringing lots of very cheap natural gas. High Reds, High Platinum Pig. In Vyborg now, here is such a big mix of different kinds of architecture, as just the contemporary buildings, as the buildings of the epoch of Peter the Great, as the buildings of the Soviet days. And look, Here used to be the main cathedral, a huge cathedral in Vyborg, which was destroyed in the years of World War II, destroyed by the Nazis, and still never rebuilt yet. So you see, the clock tower survived. The cathedral is not. Now there's the ruins. However, it's not completely demolished, because I believe sooner or later it will be rebuilt. This is a so-called Dom Bürger's house. Now there's located a tourist center of Vyborg. You may come there and absolutely for free to ask for maximum of information where you can go in Vyborg, and they will give you all the recommendations according to what you want. Okay, so that is the beginning of the ports of Vyborg. That's one of the largest enterprises in Vyborg. Many people are working here. Nord Stream begins from somewhere here. Little by little, the sun goes down. It's like 25 minutes until the beginning of the sunset. Robert R., that water looks cold. Well, this is the bay, which is connected with the Gulf of Finland. The famous Nord Stream pipe used to begin from here, from Vyborg. This port never sleeps. Mono-Ele, how big is the lake? Not sure what to say. I never measured that. Okay, so now let's return to the city. Will the future NATO presence in Finland affect Vyborg? Well, I can't know that, but I believe here in Vyborg just will be a larger presence of Russian military bases as well. Bunny at the Hackett's, where is Putin? So you really now can go to the news websites, search for Putin, and to see where he is now, what he's doing today. Well, after tomorrow he will come to St. Petersburg, but where he is now, I don't know. Подольский, Lada Live, hi man. Vadim Yakhentov, Lilipop. So much work yet to renovate all the buildings here. But little by little, the work is going. And that is officially the oldest residential building in the whole Russia. It's 16th century. So the building is like almost 500 years old. Yes, and there's still, the people are still living there. I wonder why the owner still never just made the museum there. The private museum to the oldest residential building. Officially the oldest residential building in Russia, not only in Vyborg. Крепостная улица 13A, 13A, Fortress Street. Hello Pamela, Pamela Piszczek, Rosalinda Strona. Today we are in Vyborg. Okay, we are returning to Крепостная Street, the oldest street here, the street that begins from the castle, which is like the fortress. That's why it's called Крепостная, the Fortress Street. Some time ago, this building looked almost like this one. You see that? The Buffet, Krendel and Company. Krendel, pretzel. Ermit Erman. Hi. Are you going to attend the event Putin will hold in St. Petersburg? No. I already went to one of the events with Putin. That's enough. You need to understand that my channel is actually not political. That's what you want to understand. And I'm not sure what's wrong with you that you want to understand that. I wonder if you have some more brain than a weak-headed hummingbird. Hi, Victor Navarro. There was the time in Vyborg was a tram line. Not anymore. Actually, since 1950s already. But here is staying this tram car as the memory about that. And now there's a coffee shop inside of this old school tram car, which is back in the days used to ride the streets of Vyborg. The former building of the bank. As far as I remember, there is now the court, a local court in Vyborg. The movie theater. Back in 1990s, Vyborg was the place for a cinema festival called The Window to Europe. Vyborg Palace. Transfiguration Cathedral. In such a typical for Peter the Great times architecture, the classicism. Transfiguration Cathedral. Also, if we would go there, we would come to the local branch of the Hermitage. They have a branch of Hermitage in Vyborg. It's called Hermitage Vyborg. I'm waiting for chimes. Actually, in 1 minute there must be the chimes because the time is 8:30. We are walking already for an hour. I believe the chimes here every 15 minutes, or at least twice an hour. Okay, that's it. 2 chimes. So I believe they chime every 15 minutes. One chime it's like 15 minutes, two chimes 30 minutes of an hour, three chimes 45 minutes, and four chimes it's when it's the beginning of the hour. And that's Peter and Paul Church. Yes, Peter and Paul Church, just like inside of Peter and Paul Fortress, but just not as big church as in the center of St. Petersburg. The fountain. Well, in St. Petersburg the fountains are already launched. Here or not yet, or they are already turned off for today. Look at this stone bear drinking the water. Maybe in Vyborg the fountains are not launched yet. In St. Petersburg they already are. And a couple days ago I was taking you to Peterhof. Peterhof, the summer residence of Peter the Great, where is located the largest fountain system in St. Petersburg and one of the largest in the world. The system which is connecting 147 fountains. And that's really the system. It is now having the electricity. We can make every fountain independent, but back in those days everything was based on the mechanics, if I can say so. The water goes from the heights which are 10 meters higher than where is the lower park of Peterhof is located, and the water goes from up to down, and that is what creates enough of treasure for all the fountains to function. Okay, in the beginning of the stream you remember I told you that yes, we will come back to the market square and to the round tower. Now there's the restaurant. It's one of the oldest buildings in Vyborg. It's literally a round tower. That was a really effective building for the defense back in the days, because you see here is a 360 observation, no corners, so you can reach an enemy from everywhere. This construction never allowed the enemies to hide behind the corner. The central market is there, the central market of Vyborg, and that is a huge park. It's called Esplanade. It goes all along the central streets in Vyborg. It's called Lenin Avenue. Coffee shop, the lady, and the knights. Okay, and here is many examples of the northern architecture. Scandinavian architecture. Esplanade. Same as in St. Petersburg, of course. The trees are not blooming here yet. But next week in St. Petersburg already expected a cherry blossom. Usually I always taking you for a cherry blossom in St. Petersburg. Sakura blossom. At the moment now I'm going to another significant place in Vyborg. The Alvar Aalto Library. Scaffoldings everywhere. And that is really good, because every recent scaffolding is a freshly renovated building in the nearest future.
Когда работа спокойная, без всяких...
Alvar Aalto. He was one of the most significant architects back in 1920s, 1930s. He is one of the founders of such a style in the architecture as the functionalism. You know, functionalism. Such a strict forms and the concept of not a single meter for nothing. So it's like everything was absolutely functional there. In that library, they even have such a rooftop windows. Through those windows, the natural daylight comes into the library. And there's yet such a blurred windows, so they are making the soft lights out of the natural daylight. And this building reminds me about many of the buildings I used to see in New York. Another hotel there. This intersection reminds me to tell you that the city is as quiet and traffic is almost always and everywhere as quiet here as in most places. Here is even no traffic lights, just like here.
И гарантию вечером приеду. У нас все свое. У нас все свое есть. Ну, видишь, Егорки из-за травмы спины нельзя было велосипед. Катались, как поменяли. Приезжаем,
Okay, I already see the Alvar Alta Library. I have the whole vlog just from the Alvar Alta Library. I filmed it like 4 years ago. If you want to see that from the inside and all the details, you go there. Alvar Alta Library is there. Yet in the beginning of 2000s it was in a weird condition, but then it went through a total renovation, and now it looks like a brand new one. Wow, you have no idea what a big renovation was there. You have no idea, man, how much money they spent for that, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Believe me, it's really like pretty interesting building in its architectural style. That is the moose, one of the symbols of Vyborg. Moose. Okay, Alvar Alta Library. Here they have the concert hall, and in that concert hall they are having a wooden ceiling, which is yet, you know, made in a form of a wave, so for better acoustics. You see very strict forms. It's a functionalism, maximum of functionality, not a single meter for nothing. So like everything is functional there. Many windows, so for more lights to come to the library. And we don't see it from here, but there on the roof there's also like many windows, such a, you know, how to say, like a round windows with a blurred windows, so the light, the daylight that comes through those rooftop windows, it's like getting softened, if I can say so. The renovation they did is outstanding. And now this is one of the most significant buildings of Vyborg again. And now I'm gonna take you to this square, which is, believe it or not, but called the Red Square, Krasная площадь. Yes, just like in Moscow. the Red Square, and there the monuments to Vladimir Lenin, because Vyborg plays a big role in the life of Vladimir Lenin, the leader of world proletariat and the founder of USSR, because there was the time he could be arrested in St. Petersburg, and he ran away from there to Vyborg, and here he was hiding in one of the houses of local guys here. Then he returns and organized the October 1917 revolution. So that's it. Considered a central square. And meanwhile, here is the official sunset begins. You see, pretty nice town for a comfortable walk around, and it's comfortable to visit just for one day from St. Petersburg. Lenin. Vladimir Lenin, the leader of world proletariat. And here, little by little, we're turning back to the railway station where we parked our car. You know, guys, we now have a Moscow friends which allow all of us travel more around Russia. That's how only for the last week I already was taking you to the town of Tikhvin, Peterhof, Sestroretsk, to the Sestroretsk swamp, and now to Vyborg. Also, let me to make the reminder for all the house music lovers that today it's Tuesday, and every Tuesday night in my studio in St. Petersburg I'm playing the best house tracks for the week, special for you. Deep beats, groovy bass lines, funky vocals, only the best tracks, literally painstakingly selected from literally thousands of the tracks released for the last 7 days. Rings blank, asking can I travel out of country? Yes, I can. I was traveling before. The sun is already below the horizon. In 15 minutes, it will become really dark. Ryan Mering, let there be house. Absolutely. Let there be house later when I will return to St. Petersburg. By the way, today I've purchased the transponder, which is like only 18 bucks here. Transponder. It's the device with microchip, which is allow to drive the tolls without the stops, to pay with cash or cards, and on many toll roads it is giving a 50%, can you imagine, 50% discount. So I mean, those 18 bucks for transponder returns to you pretty fast. Darling, is there a link? Well, that's on my other channel called Baklakov DJ. Well, now when I will finish this stream, I will set the pre-scheduled stream. You will see that, okay? Hello, Michael. Say hi to Natalie. Yeah, transponders save money and time. Well, here in St. Petersburg, the transponder is really needed because in St. Petersburg we have the local toll roads, which is called Западный скоростной диаметр, Western Speeds Diameter, and for certain routes, it's like really very practical road. And when you drive that with my transponder, I will always get 50% discount. Oh, Michael celebrates already 24 months of membership. Hello, happy almost May to you. Natasha says hello back. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for being the members already for 24 months. That's exactly 2 years. Whoa. Everybody, thank you for watching. Never forget to comment, like, subscribe, and join membership for more of great different trips around Russia. Now look at this Salakalahti lake again, and we are almost returned to where we have started. That's Vyborg. The panorama of Vyborg on a sunset. 25th of April 2023. Awesome. Vyborg. Hope you really enjoyed this another travel to Vyborg. The St. Olaf Tower, you see that? And I think here is a great place for a traditional panorama. Where are the flamingos? Dome. You always used to be adequate. What now happens with you? All right, ladies and gentlemen, see you tomorrow or already in a few hours in my studio if you love the house music. Альбиночка. Bye guys.
Bye.
Natasha Panfilova Zwino, Michael Zwino, Herman Ermits, CD Eli, Bridge and Tunnel Scooter Club, Ryan Marin, Akshay Singh, Tommy Stacy, Stacy O'Shields, Julie Butterfield, Dom Battersby, Connie C. Natasha, thank you so much for the super sticker. Studio Позитивчик. Marion Gran Bruheim, Darling, Goodfella, Draghi Sokol, Rosalinda Strona, Silvana Hori, Sphinxer, Neil McDonald, Red, Diana Brooks, Mono Alley, Finny the Puch, from Salakalahti Lake, from Vyborg, from Leningrad region, from Russia, with love and peace. See you guys.